Ange.
Shell. What's up?
I just want to hang out.
I love it when we hang out,
Right?
especially when it's for an episode of Published Chronicles podcast.
Why not do two things at once? Why not hang out and
Feed two
have
birds with one scone.
feed them?
Feed two birds with one scone. That's what Kyle and AJ say.
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, wait, that's not the one I've heard. Okay, cool.
So, we on our last episode mentioned that we wanted to do an episode on this. So,
Yeah.
what are we
Excited.
talking about today?
We are going to talk about what my probably favorite all-time comfort television show is in the
Yeah, it
history
is
of my
my
life.
favorite TV show as well. And Shelly introduced me to it during COVID, and it is Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek.
It has
Yes.
Eugene Levy, Daniel Levy, Catherine O'Hare, Annie
Murphy,
that one.
Mhm.
Lots of, it's like a 5-star listing of A-listers. Annie Murphy was not an A-lister until this show. She kind of auditioned and nobody really knew who she was. And
Yep. Emily Hampshire, I think, is who plays Stevie. We can get the cast
yeah,
name,
for
but
sure. Anyway, during COVID, I was like, I'm out of TV shows because remember, nothing was being produced because everybody was in,
yeah, lockdown.
everybody was in lockdown and quarantine. So, I got through all of the seasons of MasterChef, all of the things. And Shelly goes, oh my God, you have to watch Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I believe I think the last season maybe was being broadcast during COVID.
And I had
think
heard
maybe
of
they
it.
just.
I thought it was like HBO only or something. And
Mhm.
Shelly said, she literally said, here's what you got to do. You have to trust me
Mhm.
because the first 6 episodes, you're going to be like, why did she recommend this?
Yeah.
Why on earth am I wasting my time? 6 whole episodes. She was like, you have to promise me
Yeah.
you will stick it out. And I'm not going to lie, those first 6 episodes were rough.
So here's the deal. Here's how I knew that. I had actually started watching Schitt's Creek because I absolutely love Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, and I've watched all their stuff they've done with Christopher Guest, like Best in Show, A Mighty Wind. Like, they've been in all these great movies together, and they were on Second City together back in the 80s. So I've loved these guys for a long time, and I thought, oh, this can't go wrong. How could it be wrong?
How did you feel when you watched the first 6
I hated
episodes?
it. I didn't like them. And
Why
that's
did you keep watching it?
Because my daughter, this is what happened. I watched like the first 4 and I was like, I don't like this show. I don't like the vibe. I don't like these characters. And I don't get this. So I stopped. I stopped watching it for like 2 seasons. I think it was on its 3rd season. And I was talking to my daughter and she said something about Schitt's Creek. And I said, oh, I was so disappointed. I tried to watch it and I stopped. She goes, Mom. She's like, no, you have to go back. I'm like, what? She goes, no. She goes, have I ever steered you wrong? Because she also got me through Parks and Rec. Because another one of my favorite shows, the
Which I
first
haven't
2
watched.
seasons are garbage. And then it gets really good from
Does
there
that have
on.
Chris Pratt in it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
and
that one
Amy
either.
Poehler and Rashida Jones. So anyway, we'll talk about that one later. But my daughter made me promise the same thing. She goes, Mom, if you get through the first 6 episodes of the first season, you'll start understanding why you need to watch the whole show. So I was like, okay. So I went back in, started from episode 1 and got through the first 6. And I feel like the 6th one is the Herb Ervlinger episode where Moira does her wine commercial. And that's where you will start to turn around. And I think another exciting thing is that at that point, there's some characters who aren't even on the show yet. Like Patrick doesn't even come on till like the beginning of season 3 or something. So some really important characters aren't even there yet. So that's why.
Oh yeah, there was Mud.
Yeah.
And
Mutt.
Yeah. So I've only watched the series once.
Oh, I watched through 5
and it was
times.
right at the beginning of COVID. So it's been like 5 years since I
watched. So you guys, if you haven't watched it, just recognize it's one of those shows where the payoff comes later and you will absolutely understand the journey of what's going on that's very Alexis. Love that journey for you.
Ew.
Ew. You will get it if you and you will understand that what you're watching is a transformation.
And it's masterfully done in that it addresses so many social issues without making it
Not like a big
look, we're
deal.
talking about social issues. Like um it's directed by Daniel Levy, who plays David, who's Eugene Levy's son, and then his sister plays
Plays
Twyla, who is
Twilight.
like the waitress at the restaurant. So
Yes.
she's not related to
So
them in
their
the
whole
show.
family is in this,
Uh,
basically.
but it's really cool to know that Daniel Levy is the one that was like, "Oh my gosh, we have to do the show," and da da da, and the
They
Eugene.
got Catherine O'Hara. Catherine O'Hara wasn't going to
Yeah,
do it.
who was the person that almost? I can't remember who almost had Moira. Like somebody else. I can't remember who it was.
Well, Daniel Levy basically went to Eugene and said, "You've got to call in some
Favors.
favors with Catherine and get her just to try it. Just get her to try it." And so
Well, and she made
basically,
up the Moira accent. Like, she
she
said that
did.
she mashed up, like, 4 different accents on purpose to make it just completely her own, so it didn't sound like any particular
And
accent,
she
and
also got carte blanche on the outfits and the wigs because they are so much a part of who that character is.
do you know what?
So,
I don't think my parents have watched it, but I feel like my mom would love Moira to the ends of the earth in every possible way because I just know that my mom would love Moira so much.
so
Like,
each
yeah.
one of these characters in Schitt's Creek. So what we have is a very entitled, wealthy family. This is the premise of the whole show. It's a premise you've heard lots
We
of
won't do any
times.
spoilers.
We
Well, we
won't.
might do a couple
We might do a couple, but
unintentionally.
I bet
We'll try
what
not
you
to.
need to understand is it's a story of a very wealthy, spoiled family. These kids are in their late 20s, early 30s, and they're still living at home, mooching off their parents. And
They
they're
have no
they're
familial bond. They're just barely
yeah, they
existing
were raised by
together, like,
nannies. Like they
yeah.
haven't had a close relationship with their parents. And what happens is they lose everything. Their uh, financial person basically rips off all their money and leaves for the Bahamas and leaves them destitute.
Mhm.
They don't have anything. That the tax collectors come and they recoup everything. They take their house away. And the only thing they don't take because it's not worth anything is, as a joke, the father bought the son, David, a town as a joke. He bought them this town because it was called Schitt's Creek as a joke. They just, so that's all they have, and the government doesn't take it away because it's not worth anything. Like this town is just this little podunk town out in the middle of Canada, and it's he actually owns a motel, or they end up being offered to stay at this little roadside kind of hole in the wall, not fancy
At all.
at all, hotel.
Like,
And
you wouldn't wanna leave your shoes on the floor because you
now
might get carried away by
it's not
roaches.
been well taken care of. Dilapidated old hotel. So this is their basically hero's journey of how they're going to be as now people with nothing. These kids have never had to have real jobs. They've never had to work. The daughter has been like a
Dating celebrities, off on yachts and
Greek
private jets, and
heiress,
yeah, she
dating Greek
she
heirs,
is like, yeah,
flighty, no substance,
yeah.
YouTube kind of personality or
That is just, like,
Instagram
totally disgusted with this whole, like, "What do you
being
mean we have
put.
to do it?" Yeah, it's a whole. I mean, just watching them figure out how to live in this little gross motel and
Yeah.
and then
Going from having everything to going to having nothing, having to work for the first times in their lives, like work at real jobs.
yeah,
Um, and being people who maybe kind of look down on other people because they've been ritzy titsy and they haven't had to deal with just common, everyday, regular, run of the mill people.
right.
So it's their journey of,
This is such a transformational journey to watch, and you sometimes you want them to fail, and then you want them to succeed, and then just watching them trying to navigate, like, how to be a decent human and not be a prick to everybody, and, um
the entitlement,
like, the
like
stop
just
turning their noses up at everything because joke's on you, you can't even afford the sandwich you're turning your nose up at, like,
Yeah, you're
joke's on
running.
you.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's interesting to watch how they look down on the townspeople, and then how they realize that the real meaning in life is to have those meaningful kind of relationships and to do the
They
things.
realized that having things and being their lives were very material, and it was all about what you had, and kind of, you know, living beyond, like, what is it they call it, like, the grass is greener, like always trying to one up your neighbors, always having more.
Right.
uh they were those kind of people. They were
And they
showing
realize
everybody
that
up.
stuff doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
and they found out that life is not about what you
A
have,
real relationship, a
it's
real
about who
friendship.
you have.
Yeah,
It's not about
exactly.
what
So,
you
ooh,
have.
I'm getting goosebumps. The show just gives me all the goosies.
And you get to see each one of these 4 main characters, the very spoiled
The
Rose
roses,
family.
yeah.
You get to see how, and they're different ages, like the parents are in their 60s, probably late 50s, 60s, and David's supposed to be around 30, 32 at the beginning of the show. Alexis, I think, is 27. I think she mentions her age, but the children in this are very immature at the
Oh,
beginning of this. They are teenagers. They are
so are
not.
the
Yeah,
parents. I mean,
yeah,
to
the
be
mother
fair,
is
well,
very.
I mean,
She
maybe
her claim to fame was she was on a soap opera.
maybe the dad isn't as immature. Like, at least he has worked, and
He worked with
he has more
self-made millionaires,
he is he has more compassion and understanding of how life works, but
and we
he
find out.
has these 3 assholes he lives with, which happen to be his wife and his daughter and his son,
Yeah,
that so he has more likability than the
and
other 3.
he's very dedicated to them. Like, he
Mhm,
is very wants to take care of them. He was a self-made millionaire, like, he built this empire, so he has some knowledge of way, way in the past, like many, many years ago. We find out later that so does Moira. Moira came from a small town, but she hit it big on a soap opera. And so she's like what we would call a B level celebrity. She was
yeah, she's a
never,
B-lister.
she's a B-lister. She's
Mhm,
not an A-lister, but definitely someone everybody knows, is aware of her fame, but her fame is a little faded, and it was a while back. She's
mhm.
someone who's going to, like, Comic-Con, these kind of conventions, and signing autographs for people who loved her show 15, 20 years ago. She's that level of an actress,
Yeah,
but
so
in her mind, she's an Academy Award
the
winner.
3 especially are very superficial, very entitled, very rude,
Name droppy.
very, like, looks down on everybody, and I feel like, Eugene Levy's character has there's, like, hope that, he's you can see that he's a decent person at his core. He's not as materialistic, he's not as picky about things, he's not as
He's more matter of fact and down to
yeah,
earth.
he's more just like, "You guys, this is what we have to do, like, we
He's
don't
the
have a
character
choice."
who has the least to go
Yeah.
to getting
This is a
to
shorter
being.
journey. There's still a
Yeah,
journey,
there still
but
is, but he gets there a lot quicker, I think, than the others
he
do.
does a little bit of the, "Do you not know who I am?" But not a ton of it, like, the other 3 are just like, "Oh, I can't believe I'm in this situation."
Yeah.
So, it sounds like, I don't know, I feel like it's really hard to explain. It's really hard to explain why the show is such magic, but the things that are addressed in it,
Are
uh,
serious.
they're
They're
serious.
addressing serious things, and a lot of it is about, especially with David, the son, who plays the son, and Alexis, who plays the daughter. It's very much about them learning how to exist in this new world, but also them finding out why this new world is probably going to be way more meaningful for them than the
That their
journey
life's
they were
actually
on.
better.
That their life with less ends up being more. And getting to watch them figure that out, it's really important. And I think that's the part of the thing that spoke to me the
Mm.
most, was the transformation of David and him finding real love, and Alexis and her learning to love and believe in herself. There's
And watching David
romances
find love that wasn't because
of.
he had a yacht or
Yes.
because, like, he was an A-lister or because like, finding somebody who just really didn't give a shit about that
Yeah.
and watching their relationship grow and how he becomes very vulnerable and is kind of like shocked, like, wait, you like me? Like, you actually like,
Yeah.
wait, I don't know. Like, he,
Learning his own value,
and then watching Alexis grow into somebody, like you said, seeing her own self-worth.
Yeah. That it
And
wasn't just about being pretty
okay, went
and being rich,
on a private jet with this prince, and
She has
yeah,
lots of stories that
she
are
has so
really
many stories about rich
outlandish
parties she went to and stuff. But
and
then she kind of dates around the town and like, but she's very, people kind of roll their eyes at her like, oh, here she comes. But she starts realizing the effects of how she's treating people. And it's just really interesting to watch it all unfold and watch their relationships repair with each other.
yeah, because
Um,
her and David, the sibling
oh my God.
relationship from them very much
Eat glass.
yeah, you get murdered first.
Yeah, you get murdered first.
There's a lot of just so many catchphrases and so many things that came out of that. And also, even Moira's journey, she ends up becoming a town councilwoman and she ends up actually really caring about these
And
people.
we're not giving spoilers.
No,
Like,
this is all like,
this is all,
this doesn't give away
no.
anything that magical about it.
If you haven't watched it, can I just implore you to watch 7 episodes and see if you want to continue? You don't have to watch the whole series. Watch 7 episodes and then you make your own value judge, or watch the first season.
I'd say get through the first season. If you
Get
make
through
it,
and then if you're like, "I wanna keep watching this," cool, and if not, then you can be like, "Eat glass."
yeah,
But
you have to
I have asked you thrice.
I've asked you thrice.
Sorry.
There's so many
We
good
keep dropping
things.
all these little lines, but yeah.
Yeah, there's so many little catchphrases that you're gonna love. But Alexis has a song called "A Little Bit of Alexis." There's so many things that went viral off of this that if you haven't watched the show, you've heard something. But the ew, David,
Ew, David. Ew.
ew,
Ew, David.
which she
Yeah.
only said 3 times, but
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
like a
3 or
big
4 times.
yeah.
I thought she said it like every episode.
David, just being such a disgruntled pelican. Yeah, there's just Moira's sayings are what I'd give
Well,
for a
and
good coma right now.
she made like 80% of that up off script.
Yeah, she just was riffing.
She was totally
One of
just
them was, "I
improvising.
want to take a warm bath with a radio," or something like that. Yeah, she was always
The fold in the cheese is also just an exceptional.
folding in the okay, go Google,
Well, I don't know if it'll make
fold
as
in the
much sense if you
cheese.
don't know them.
You'll get the relationship between the mother and the son. Just go Google fold in the cheese, David, and you'll see a snippet of the
Or
show.
if you just say fold in the cheese,
Fold in
you'll see
the
it.
cheese.
You'll see
You
the clip of
just
that.
fold it in. Could you
What does that
give
mean? How do
me
I fold broken cheese?
cheese
Do I fold it like a piece of paper?
like an envelope? Yeah, it's a
Stop
great.
saying fold it in. It
That's
can't be any
I'm not
clearer.
saying it, David. It's the directions. Yeah, it's
Isn't this your recipe? It's so good. You have to watch it, you guys. So, why would we
you
think we
just fold it in. If you
Just
say
fold-
fold it in one more time.
don't you dare, David?
Yeah.
Yeah.
David, what does burning smell like? There's so many good ones. And that every character on this show, even if they're
Stevie is
a
dry
secondary
as fuck and so funny. She's the front desk person at the
and
hotel they're
becomes
staying at.
David's best friend.
Stevie is
David's
gold.
love interest is Patrick is amazing. All the side characters are
The
Roland,
mayor, you'll hate him.
but he
And what's his
even
wife's
has his
name?
good oh my gosh, why can't I
Jacinda?
remember?
No.
No. We'll remember her name.
Yeah, we'll remember her name.
We'll remember all of their names.
can't
But Twyla is but all these side characters,
Yeah.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn. Thank you.
Jocelyn is his
I was
wife.
like, not Jacinda, but it's something else.
They're all
You'll hate the mayor, but then you'll love him.
y'all
It's just
understand.
like every character, you'll be like, oh,
They're very stereotypical. Some of them are like, oh, I've seen this character before. But as you watch the series go on, there are more layers to every one of there's a wisdom in each character. There's
there's growth.
there's growth in the
lessons to
townspeople.
learn in every,
There's growth from everybody. So I think the reason
and it's funny as hell. It's super funny. But then if you really pull back and look at like, oh my gosh, I don't believe they addressed
the
that.
blouse barn, David gets a job at a place called the Blouse Barn. So you get to see them going out and having their first successes
Yeah.
and failures at trying to work in the regular world.
Yeah. Pay attention to their outfits.
you'll see, yeah, their outfits
I
are
mean, not really John's outfits, but the dad. Not really the dad's outfits, but
Moira.
Moira and David and Alexis. Their
They're
outfits are
definitely
so outlandish.
dressing for success in their
They're
minds.
dressing like 80s New York City
Avant-garde, yes, all the time.
Fashion Week, and it's
Does
literally
not
they're
fit
in the
in
middle
the
of
town
nowhere. Yeah.
side, does not
It's
fit.
so especially Moira, she's so over the top.
She has wigs that have names and personalities, and she's got different personalities.
So, I'll say when the series finale aired, I was a mess. I sobbed
Oh my
through
god.
I feel like I'm gonna cry just talking about it right now.
Yeah.
I sobbed
You
through the
become
whole thing,
so invested.
and then when I saw the making of, oh my
Best wishes,
god,
warmest
it is
regards.
like yeah, best wishes, warmest regards. I was an absolute disaster watching the series finale and the making of the series
Because
finale.
you really, at by the end of
Oh,
this,
it's yeah.
you've been on the journey, you've witnessed the transformation, and now you're like totally invested in every one of these characters' outcome.
I think it'd
Like,
be interesting because I've only watched the series once to go back and watch it and see if I still like, did the characters have any depth in the first few episodes and I just didn't notice it? Or like,
I think after
I
you,
think you're meant to hate them. You're
you
meant to
are.
be like, "Oh god, these people."
You are meant to not like these characters in the beginning, which is why you have to get through the
Well,
first
and the
season.
problem with that's with the first 6, 7 episodes is, like, there's nobody that you're rooting for. There's literally no one that you're like,
You're
"Oh
like,
my
well,
gosh,
they kind of deserve
I
this.
hope their life turns around," or, like, there's not a single character where you're like, "You know, I really hope everything
Yeah,
I hope she becomes the main character." No, everybody you're like, "This person can kick rocks, man." Every single person is, like, annoying and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, I
So
think it's
by
just
the end,
masterfully done.
I think that was the thing because I think we all know these annoying people in real life.
Well, I don't I'm not
We
friends with, like,
but we've we've known people
affluent.
who have been like self-centered and not really
Mhm.
cared about other people. And I think what was done so well with this show is you are able to see that everyone does with the right surroundings, with the being in other people's lives, under other people's influence, that almost anybody can change if
Mm,
they decide to.
I love that.
If they finally get that opportunity, and that is what you get to see and what you're rooting for. By the time you're into like seasons 2 and 3, you're kind of like, "Oh, I really I'm wanting to see this." You can see they're transforming.
Yeah.
And the way that it's written, it's so masterful. Dan Levy had so much to do with this, so did Eugene Levy. They really made sure to inform you as audience people that why this was possible and how you were seeing this happen. They're very good at the storytelling and they're very good at showing people, imperfect people who are not even likable, have it in them to become imperfect people who are likable. And that's like the thing is you're still
Yeah.
imperfect.
Right, and when you think of, like, the social issues that they address, they do it so subtly
Yeah,
that
it's
you
not in your
don't even
face.
realize that there was a moral of the story.
Yeah.
You don't even realize, like, I grew from watching those last 3 episodes. You don't realize that you had a bias or a sense of privilege on something.
And this
It's
whole thing,
so fucking
it's
brilliantly
about
done.
parenting. Like Moira and Johnny Rose were not great parents. They basically handed these,
Mother
they
of the
were
year
rich. They just
was
like,
not.
they basically passed them off to nannies. And then, so they are having to learn how to be parents to adult children who they didn't really do well by. So, and they're forced to do it because they're all forced to live in close proximity and be a part of each other's lives. And in the end, you find out that these very imperfect parents are actually good people at the core, and actually so are their kids.
Yeah.
And that actually still was always there. It was just buried beneath a lot of other crap. And then so it's those kind of relationships. It's about the relationship that Moira and Johnny have, who they're actually quite dedicated to
They're the
each other.
parents.
They're
They're
the
the
parents and they're actually a very loving couple. in all forms. Even when they were rich and out of touch, they still loved each other
Mhm.
and were close to each other. So you get to see that evolve. You get to see them have friendships with normal people. They didn't have a lot of friendships with other people. And you get to see the connections that David and Alexis make with their peers who aren't rich people and who are normal, down to earth people.
Do you know what's interesting is through watching, David and Patrick's relationship, uh, Jeff and I had some really, uh, deep and meaningful conversations about why is it that men feel uncomfortable watching men kiss?
Hmm.
Things like that where it's like,
Hmm.
let's dig into how you feel about this. Like,
Hmm.
let's dig into why this is something in our society that is like, it's okay for girls to kiss, but not for guys, things like that, having those deeper conversations like, okay, why are you feeling like this? Or why do men feel like this kind of thing? It was really interesting to watch, like our conversation around that, where we're very rainbow positive in our home. We're very supportive, like with many people in our close family that are every shade of the rainbow. But having those kind of little conversations like, why do men get so eked out by watching men kiss each other?
And you know what
Huh.
was so great about the David and Patrick relationship is on the show, Patrick has only been with women. He's only had romantic relationships with women, and he's never really thought that he was bisexual or anything else. He falls in love with a person, not a sex, not a gender. He falls in love with David. And it's really good
It's
because
beautiful to watch his journey.
Patrick is able to explain how this happened, like, because he doesn't even understand or recognize. He just knows he really likes this guy, and then all of a sudden there's a shift and it becomes romantic, but he has to explain to his ex-fiance, who's a girl. He has to come out to his parents, so his
That whole journey
journey.
of him, oh my god, oh, goosebumps. This
Yeah,
episode is
and
giving me
but
more
it's done
goosebumps.
so well that it's all believable, and also David has a romantic relationship with the character of Stevie early on.
No, don't, we can't,
Well, we
all the
can
spoilers.
no, we can say that, but because that evolves into a best friendship, and she has a lot of questions about what being bisexual is for David to answer.
Mm.
So, I feel like you get a really good education if you are just a cis person out
Yeah.
here. They do it in a fun way, they do it in an entertaining way, they do it in a thoughtful way, they do it in a loving way that's respectful.
Mm.
And again, it doesn't feel like it's preachy. It
No, it's
just
not like we're going to address
no,
same-sex
no, it's
relationships.
just like, oh, this
It's
is part of the
it's
thing,
just very casually, like,
part of the
as a
storyline.
sidebar part of the story. It's not meant to be like, this is the
Everything in
main
Schitt's
moral of
Creek, in
this
the
episode.
world of Schitt's Creek, is done like that.
Mhm.
They're Canadian and they're just nice people. And you could tell the way they approach it, it's all just every day, it's done
I
in a
love
way that's
Daniel
not
Levy.
preachy,
I
just not
love
preachy.
Daniel Levy so much. What a cool human being he is.
Oh, I love him. I
He's
follow him.
just like, oh, I love him.
He's a very positive person in real life, and this show just exemplifies
Mhm.
his goodness, I think.
Yeah.
But something that happened when Angie's talking about the pandemic, I found myself totally binge watching episode after episode. I'd finish all 5 seasons and I'd go back to season 1 and start over, because there is a phenomenon that started during the pandemic, which was we started finding comfort shows just like there's
Right.
comfort food.
Right.
So Parks and Rec and uh, Schitt's Creek really started being heavy in my rotation during the pandemic. I
Ted
needed
Lasso for us
and
too.
Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso
Ted
is
Lasso is
another one.
such a good
I
show.
was craving
I could do a whole episode on Ted Lasso.
there's good in the world. I was craving, please let me find
A hero's journey,
a
like,
hero's journey and redemption
mhm.
and acceptance and love, because I think everybody at that time felt so cut off. And I will put Schitt's Creek on in the background and just have it going and not always even be listening to it, just when I want to feel calm
I do
and
that with
centered.
Friends.
Yeah,
Friends for me is
they're
the thing I can
comfort.
have in the background, and
And
I can
that's
tell you every single line of every episode, and
they said the reason we do that is in times of stress, we don't want surprises. We don't want something that's going to take us
mm,
away from comfort.
mhm.
So we want the thing that's familiar. We want the lines that we've heard before.
I love that.
We want the laughs that we've laughed before because it centers us and helps us feel less anxiety. So that's why that phenomenon started, where
I love
people
that.
really started binge watching their version of a comfort show. It might have been, who knows what the show is for different people. It might have been Star Wars, or it might have been whatever it is. It could be a scary show. It's just one that you feel familiar with.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That puts you in that mindset.
But Schitt's Creek, I'm so grateful that Shelly recommended it to me, and I'm so grateful I watched it, because if I had to name my favorite TV show of all time, that would be it.
Yeah.
And that's why I felt like
And I
we
mean,
could do a
Ted
whole episode
Lasso's
on it.
real close up there. Parks and Rec is real
Ted
close.
Lasso's brilliantly done as
The
well. It's
Office.
a great journey.
These are all
Yeah.
ones that I'd recommend. But and we'll do one where we just talk about bingeable shows, like maybe shows that were on a long time ago that you didn't watch. And I just got done watching Big Bang Theory.
Oh, what a good show.
And that one's a good one. I would
Oh,
recommend
man.
too. Another
So-
journey one. But if you haven't watched Schitt's Creek, put it on your list. Just give it a shot.
This is our
Sit down and give it a
not
shot. They're
Siegfried and
20
Roy.
minutes an
Who are
episode.
the thumbs up, thumbs down guys?
Ebert and
Siskel and Ebert.
Siskel and
I was
Ebert.
like, it's not Siegfried and Roy. Those are magicians in Vegas, aren't they?
So
Guys with
close,
the
though.
tigers. Yeah.
So close.
Anyway, what's your show that has had an
Your
impact on
comfort
you?
eating.
You wouldn't know that. Like,
Binge comfort
what
show.
is the one that was like, oh my God, if every person in the world could watch this?
Oh,
we'd have
yeah.
a better
I might be
place.
missing
a
one.
bitter place. No, a better place.
Yeah. Oh, The Good Place. That's another one.
Good Place is a great one.
So, yeah, let us know what yours was.
Yeah, we love
For
that.
sure.
So, Shelly, let's do our rapid fire
Yes.
questions.
Mhm.
So, let's say if you go to a Greasy Spoon diner,
Mhm.
what's your breakfast order?
I'm going to get a waffle every time. I'm going to
Every
get a crispy. I want a crispy waffle, extra crispy.
What do you get on it?
I just do butter and syrup. I'm real traditional. I just want the butter and syrup, and I want a really crispy piece of bacon and an egg on a separate plate on the side.
Okay, I
Yeah.
love that.
For reals. Okay, Angie, on the show Schitt's Creek,
Yes.
if you were any one of those characters, who do you think you most closely would relate to? Which one would you be?
Stevie, I hope, but I don't think that's it.
I don't think you're as
I would want to be Stevie.
sarcastic. You're
Golly,
nicer.
I wish I was her, but I'm not. I think I'm kind of Patrick-y.
Yeah,
I think I'm real Patrick-y.
Patrick-y is. I agree.
I mean, that's very complimentary to myself, because Patrick's a real
such
fucking
a
solid
stand-up,
human
awesome,
being.
but very kind, supportive, funny, witty.
Yeah.
I yes, I see you
Yeah,
as Patrick.
I
for
could
sure.
see that I feel like he's a safe place to land
Absolutely,
for sure.
for sure.
Okay, Shelly, if we're gonna go Schitt's Creek,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a favorite Moira Rose? What's your favorite line that she says? Like, what's the favorite Moira-ism? There's so many.
Oh my God, there's so many. I'm gonna go back to the folding in the cheese thing, and
Which line in that scene?
the one that really cracks me up is after David walks off. She's like, "David, don't you dare!" And then she's stirring the pot. And my favorite thing is, "David, what does burning smell like?"
So good.
It's
Such a good
just
show. That scene.
that
It's
scene
everything.
is
Eat
I kind of
glass.
yeah. There's just so many, but her saying that, like her so unaware that she doesn't even know what burning smells like, is just a perfect summary of how out of touch she is.
It's your recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
good one.
You need a food one for me.
Oh, okay. Let's do the food one then. Okay. Oh, on Schitt's Creek,
That's why I
there
said Greasy Spoon. Like, if
that
you went
yeah
to the
they
diner.
have that menu that has 49 pages, but there's a couple like semi-famous dishes that occur, and one of them is a fondue scene. So
Ooh, I love a fondue.
I'm gonna go with a fondue question.
Yeah.
Would you do a savory cheese fondue
Don't
or
do it,
a
Shelly. Don't you do
chocolate fondue with like the strawberries and the pineapple and the dip?
All right. So my sister and I used to go to the Melting Pot.
Oh,
and they had,
yes.
if you sat in the bar, you could do just cheese and chocolate for $20. And it was like the best $20 you could spend.
So good.
I
So
would
good.
say if I had to pick between cheese and chocolate, I'm going cheese.
Oh, same.
God, they're
Same.
so good though. Both of them are so good, but
They
the
are. I
cheese
could
is
eat
like,
5 pounds of bread just dipped in that
I
fondue
wish I
cheese.
could.
God, that sounds good.
I had a
Yeah.
whole piece of sourdough yesterday and my tummy hurt because it was too big of a piece of sourdough.
Yeah. Sourdough
Oh, I'm
does
so
is
jealous.
substantial.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. You guys, thank you for listening to our musings on Schitt's Creek. Clearly, we both love it. If you haven't
Mhm.
watched it,
Gotta watch it.
please do. If you have, let us know what your favorite parts were. Uh, and with that, we bid you adieu. And we would love a like, a follow, a subscribe, a comment, a 5-star review, all the things.
The 5
But we
stars.
will see you next time on the flip side. Bye.
Ciao.